Okay, now that we've gotten uh, the figure mostly done, we want to work on the base now. I'm going to set it aside. And all I did was on a piece of, I think I bought this piece at Lowe's or something like this. It's a piece of oak. I just did a 4-inch score, I think it's about 4 inches by 4 inches. Yeah, circle. That's all I did. And I'm simply going to cut it out on my bandsaw. And to be honest with you ask me, well, how'd you draw the circle? Well, I'm going to be honest. I took a paint can and I just put it on there and drew around it. That's what I did. Nothing big, nothing unusual or anything like that. And I'm going to cut that circle out. Turn my Alright, I cut the circle out, and then I'm going to sand the edges and sand this area in here, and that's going to be our base. As you can see, as I place the little guy on it, it's going to be enough to put my wood around it. In other words, my basically all I do is go out and get branches like this, and I cut them. I'm going to get a couple of I've got to get some more that a little bit thicker, but these will be the smaller branches that I place around here. And of course I'm going to do some sanding along the edges here, get that smooth. I have a sanding machine, and take care of that. And we'll get that, and then I'll show you how I place the, I'll cut the little, basically the logs themselves, if you really want to, it's just basically and I'll actually cut some in half, in other words, make, but the logs actually fit sort of like this. In other words, I want to get some thicker logs, of course. I can cut some down. You can place them like this, in other words. And then I'll take them and I'll cut them in half, in other words, and have pieces like that. And we will get to that. Once I get them cut, then I'll show you how we place them on the stand itself, get the stand sanded. And of course there's no explanation for sanding. It's pretty common, it's self-explanatory. I just sand the pieces. I like to use, a lot of times, I like to use these sanding blocks. I really like them, where I have a power sander that I use for the edges, and then I really like to use these sanding blocks that I use here. And I have some rough ones, I have some fine ones. For instance, here's a rough one right here that really takes some stuff off. Okay, I'm sorry. I was paying attention and everything. I just dropped it. Anyway, that is, I'm going to do the sanding. We're going to do, and I showed you a little bit. I'll make these cuts on these branches, and then I'll show you how to put it apart. We'll build our stand for it, and then after that, we'll paint our figure, and I'll show you how I finish him. Thank you now.